You're listening to The Signal Daily.
Hello, I'm Manaswini, your host for the Signal Daily podcast. This is the episode for 22nd May 2024. For our first story today, we are talking about a Bengaluru-based startup named Camosis, which is now providing doorstep delivery of cannabis-based medicinal products. And in our second segment, we are taking a look into the latest controversy surrounding OpenAI, which has been accused of allegedly stealing Scarlett Johansson's voice for its AI assistant. Stay tuned till the end to find out the details of the story. This one is for pot enthusiasts. As per a report in the Economic Times, a Bengaluru-based startup called Camosis is offering doorstep delivery of cannabis-based products for medicinal purposes. But wait, doorstep delivery of cannabis-based products? Isn't cultivation and sale of weed illegal in India? Well, you're not wrong. But over the last few years, the paradigm around weed has begun to shift. And let's dive into it. Cannabis or weed, or maybe you are inclined to call it grass or marijuana, is one hell of a strange plant. In it, two chemical compounds as opposite as night and day coexist. And that's partly why cannabis sparks so much controversy. One of those compounds is THC, the harbinger of chaos. THC can make you stoned, but because it is psychoactive, it can also make you anxious and can seriously damage your memory. The other one is CBD, or cannabidiol, the agent of respite, if I may label it so. While THC causes anxiety, CBD calms you down. It's also known for relieving back-breaking pain and treating insomnia. Now let's look at the issue of its legalization. Those who propose decriminalizing use of cannabis stress on medical and soothing effects of CBD. And those who advocate to keep the possession of cannabis banned point at damaging effects of THC. Quite complicated if you think about it. But as the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances or NDPC Act of 1985, cultivation, possession, sale, consumption, use and interstate transport of all psychotropic substances, which includes cannabis, is banned. However, when the law specifically calls out on weed, it says the sale and use of its resin and flowers are prohibited, but the state won't mind if you're using its seeds, stems, or leaves. So in effect, bhang is legal, so you don't have to think twice before drinking thandai in holy parties, but smoking ganja or charas remains illegal. The law gets even more convoluted if you look at the states. Recently, states such as Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh, where farmers have been growing weed despite the national ban, legalized its cultivation for medical and industrial use. Globally too, countries such as the US, Canada and Germany have even allowed recreational use of cannabis. In India, startups such as Camosis are trying to tap into this momentum, trying to create a market for medicinal use of cannabis while banking on the resurgence of Ayurveda. And for what it's worth, cannabis is described as one of the 5 sacred plants in Atharva Veda. So if sale of cannabis-based products has started for medicinal purposes, can we expect the government to let its use for recreational purposes as well? After all, a 2015 study suggests that alcohol and nicotine were far riskier than cannabis on a margin of exposure basis. Well, in my opinion, it's an idea whose time hasn't arrived yet. For our second segment, we are going to bring you deep dives on stories from the world of technology, business, policy, and anything that leaves you with food for thought. Okay, so for the second story, let's talk about the total chaos happening behind the scenes at OpenAI, the company that created ChatGPT. This company is moving at a warp speed, constantly developing powerful AI tech. And lately, it seems like ethics and safety are getting left in the rearview mirror. The latest controversy? That the AI company allegedly stole Scarlett Johansson's voice for its AI assistant. And this started last year when OpenAI CEO Sam Altman apparently pitched ScarJo on lending her vocals to be the voice of ChatGPT. He even name-checked her movie Her, where she played a virtual AI assistant called Samantha that the protagonist falls for. Altman told her having her voice would help, quote-unquote, bridge the gap between tech and creatives. Well, Johansson turned him down flat. However, as we covered last week, OpenAI unveiled this new AI voice called Sky during a big demo of its upgraded ChatGPT model. And wouldn't you know it, Sky sounded exactly like ScarJo's character from Her. Not just people on the internet, even I did a double take when I heard it. And get this, right after the demo, Altman posted a super shady one-word post that read, her. So it looks like he knew exactly what he was doing. But turns out, ScarJo was just as blindsided as the rest of us. In a statement, she said that she was quote-unquote shocked, angered, and in disbelief at hearing her voice replicated without permission. Her legal team even fired off a couple of letters to OpenAI demanding to know how it created this Sky voice. OpenAI tried playing dumb at first, claiming Sky was voiced by a different actor and wasn't specifically imitating Johansson, although it did end up having to hit pause on offering the Sky voice at all. But the damage was already done by then. Johansson called the whole thing quote-unquote an insidious form of exploitation and said new laws are needed to protect individuals' rights with all this AI tech coming out. And that's not all. Just days earlier, two of its top executives in charge of keeping future AI safe and secure quit the team. The first was Ilya Sutskever, one of the co-founders and the company's chief scientist. And the other was Jan Leike, who was leading OpenAI's super alignment team. Their whole job was basically figuring out how to make sure insanely advanced AI stays aligned with human values and doesn't turn into a nightmare doomsday scenario as it gets smarter and smarter. In fact, in his resignation, Leike basically accused OpenAI of deprioritizing this crucial safety work in favor of cranking out flashy new products. He said the company's safety culture was on the decline, with key robustness and control research taking a backseat to shiny tech demos. Ironically, the super alignment team itself got disbanded in less than a year, despite OpenAI originally promising to dedicate 20% of its precious computing power to this alignment problem. When Leike and Sutskever left, Altman and OpenAI President Greg Brockman downplayed it, reaffirming their commitment to responsible AI without really addressing the criticism head-on. So these recent events, the top AI safety experts resigning and the shady Scarlett Johansson voice fiasco, have raised major red flags about OpenAI's priorities and decision-making under Altman's renewed leadership. It's making folks worry that the company is now way more focused on chasing clout, getting ahead of rivals like Google in the generative AI game, and raking in profits rather than sticking to its original mission of developing transformative AI technologies that remain safely aligned with human values as they become incredibly advanced and powerful. So my final question is, has OpenAI completely lost its way in the pursuit of power and profits? Or is it just unavoidable growing pains as transformative tech is being built at a breakneck pace? I'll let you decide on that. If you like listening to The Signal Daily, please show us some support. Rate us and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this podcast. So feel free to shoot an email at hello@thesignal.co. The episode was researched, written and produced by Anup Semwal and me, Manaswini, edited by Venkat Anant, mastered and mixed by Yash Hirve. You can catch this podcast every morning on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime Music, or wherever you listen to your podcast from. We are thesignal.co on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter.